Hi everybody, welcome back. Today what we're going to do is just a relax and reset. So this is more of a meditative practice, but as soon as you start moving your body with your breath, that becomes yoga. So we're going to do a body scan, do some very, very gentle movements, and then a body scan at the end. One of my favorite phrases is that we don't need it to be a new month, a new year, a new day for us to find a new us. New breath, new me. Every breath we take gets to change who we are, how we feel, and what we do to experience the world around us. So right now, what I would like you to do is just find a nice, comfortable pose on your mat. You can find corpse pose, legs up the wall. You can even grab a bolster if you have one nearby to stick under your legs. Sometimes I find that to be most relaxing. And what we're gonna do is just kind of check in with ourselves. So find a space where you can be. And just be an observer of your breath for a few rounds of breath. So as you settle in, as you find your breath, just know that this is a practice that's available to you anytime. Anytime you need a quick breath, you can do this just for a minute. But as you check in with yourself, what you're going to be noticing is just hearing my voice and feeling your own body, feeling the breath as it enters and leaves, and just noticing what's going on with you. So with your eyes closed, and just kind of being an observer of your own breath and your own body, I want you to just notice your eyes. Notice any tension that you might have been holding. Notice if you feel like you're staring or the space between your eyebrows has been more active today. And see if you just notice any tension or any stress that you're holding there. If you can, when you inhale, try to send some relaxing, calm energy to your forehead and your eye space. Go ahead and shift your awareness down to your jaw and your mouth. A lot of us hold a lot of our tension and you feel like you're biting backwards sometimes, and so maybe you hold some tension in your jaw. See if you can take your nice deep breaths with your lips still together, but maybe your teeth parted, letting the tongue come down off the roof of your mouth. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. Letting your jaw relax, letting your eyes relax, letting your head feel heavy, supported by your mat. Then let's shift our awareness to our shoulders and to our neck. If you spend a lot of time on a computer or on your phone, driving a lot, you'll notice that those neck muscles get a lot of use, especially if you're leaning forward or looking down. You might feel that in your shoulders. So just be aware of that neck and shoulder space and see if you can relax even further. Take a nice deep breath, fill all the way up. And as you relax, just really allow yourself to be supported by your mat. Notice in your right shoulder and see if you can feel any tension in your right shoulder. Allow your right shoulder to feel relaxed and heavy. Let it feel warm, like it's melting into your mat. Notice your right arm through your elbow and your forearms. And go ahead and just let your arm feel a little bit relaxed. Notice any strain in your wrists or your fingers, maybe making some small movements to find comfort here. But just being aware that you might be holding some stress or there might be pain. Checking in with yourself to see how is my body doing right now is a really important task for us all. Let your right arm all the way to your fingertips start to feel warm. Feel waves of relaxation moving down your right arm into your right fingertips as it melts into the mat. So your right arm and your right shoulder should feel warm, relaxed, and melted into your mat. Notice how that right shoulder feels, how relaxed it is, and then shift your awareness to your left shoulder. Are you still holding on tension in that shoulder? Does it feel different just from that quick practice with your right arm? Take a nice deep breath in, and as you inhale, relax that shoulder. Send warmth, send love, send support to that shoulder. As you exhale, let go of that stress. Breathe out that anxiety or just icky feelings that sometimes we hold in our body. Be aware of your left arm, your bicep and tricep. Notice your elbow. See where your contact point for your forearm is on your mat. Just observe it. And then inhale warmth and relaxation down your left arm. Breathe in that warmth. And as you exhale, melt further into your mat. Let those feelings of relaxation go all the way to the tips of your left fingers. So both of your arms are relaxed and free from stress. They're warm and melting into your mat. Take a nice deep breath in and let it all out. As you inhale, be aware of your chest, your heart space, across your collarbone. Maybe noticing the fronts of your shoulders need to relax a little bit more too. But just being aware of your heart space and then allowing it to relax. Being aware of your upper back through your shoulder blades. Sometimes we have little knots in there that we never even pay attention to. We just kind of find that achiness. Just really, really thinking about where your body experiences anything, any sensation, and allowing yourself a chance to relax that part of your body. So breathe in, and as you exhale, melt your back into the floor. Imagine that your vertebrae are tiny little knots all the way protecting your spine. I want you to see each one in your mind's eye and untie each knot, going all the way down your spine. And if there's a knot that's a little tricky, maybe that's a place that you have to send a little bit more love, a little bit more breath work to relax that part of your body. Inhale deep. Exhale, let your back melt. Send your awareness to your right hip, your right glutes, maybe into your right hamstring. These muscles work so hard to keep you upright, to keep you walking, to keep you moving. Maybe you sit a lot for work. You're being supported there too. And allowing these big muscle groups some time to relax. So be aware first. Notice anything going on with your body. And then when you're ready, let your hip, let your glutes, let your hamstring feel like they're melting into the floor. They're heavy. Your body feels warm. It feels relaxed. Shift your awareness to your left hip, left glutes, and hamstrings. Notice if there's any tightness in maybe your hip flexor, or if there's any issue, or maybe you have to make a slight adjustment as you move. And then allow those body parts to become relaxed. Let your left hip feel warm, heavy, and like it's melting into your mat. Notice your right leg through your knee, your shin, your calf muscle. Be aware of any issues you might be feeling in your ankle, in your heel, in your toes. Just kind of be an observer of your own body. How does my right leg feel right now? And if there's a place that you need to pay more attention to or send more love to, go ahead and put that intention in your breath work. As you inhale, breathe in warmth and support. As you exhale, imagine that part of your body that needs that extra support, receiving it. As you inhale, breathe that warmth and imagine waves lapping down your leg, past your knee, to your ankle, all the way to your toes. Until your right leg feels warm, heavy, and is melting into the ground. Let's go ahead and move our awareness to our left leg. Noticing any tension, any tricky spots. What's been going on with your left knee or your shin, your left ankle maybe, your heel, all the way to your toes. And being an observer of your own body. And then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and inhale some warmth and relaxing feelings all the way down our leg. Allow your left leg to feel heavy, warm, and supported by your mat. At this point, I want you to just briefly scan head to toe. Is there any place that feels a little bit tricky still, any space that needs a little extra attention? And if you do feel like you have a spot, take a nice deep breath of love, support, and calm, and send it to that part of your body. As you're ready to come back to control your body, go ahead and start by wiggling your toes and your fingers, maybe moving into your wrists and your ankles, maybe moving into your elbows, and then if you'd like, you can take your arms up overhead for a nice good morning stretch. So reaching all the way up, toes all the way long. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our right leg to the right side of our mat, cross our left ankle on top of our right ankle. Take our right hand to the outside or the off the side of our right side of our mat, and take our left arm along for the side. So you can see I'm making a banana shape here with my body. So arms and legs are off the right side of your mat, stretching deeply into the left side. Taking things really gentle. If you want, you can take this whole practice with your eyes closed. I promise we won't get into anything too tricky. Go ahead and come back through center. Let's go ahead and hug those knees in. Just gently rocking from side to side. We're putting your hands on your kneecaps and making small circles going in one direction and then the other. Let's go ahead and lengthen out long. And then take our left foot off to the left side of our mat, crossing our right ankle over, left hand off to the side of the mat, and our right wrist follows, finding banana pose on this side. Let's go ahead and come back through center. Hug those knees in, and then rock and roll to find your way up to a seated pose. So we're taking things really gently today, just checking in with ourselves. So let's go ahead and start with some neck circles. So I'd like you to think about drawing your circles with your nose. So we're gonna go ahead and start by taking our nose over our left shoulder, and then with your nose, you're gonna draw a circle really big. Inhaling on the top half of your circle and exhaling as it comes down around the right and makes a complete circle. Let's go ahead and do that again. Inhaling on the way up. Exhaling on the way down. One more time. Inhale on the way up. Exhale on the way down. Until you start where you began. Let's go ahead and we'll take our Nose to the other side. So again, we're going to inhale up. So inhale, draw that circle with your nose. Exhale on the way down. Inhale up. Exhale on the way down. One more circle. And exhale all the way down. Meeting where you started, come back through center. Let's go ahead and inhale our arms, reach up nice and tall, lift your ribs. As you exhale, elbows come up to the sides, looking up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. In this folded pose, inhale, take a big deep breath in. As you exhale, walk your fingers a little bit farther. So inhale, fill in your breath all the way to your lower back. Exhale, walk those fingers a little bit farther. One more time as you inhale deep. Exhale, walk those fingers, making sure your sits bones are still on the ground. And gently walk your hands back to your body. Let's go ahead and do some wrist stretches. So wrists go one direction and then the other. I get some cracks in there like mine are. We're gonna do some flash bulbs. So this is a great way to strengthen your wrist. So wrist stretches are great, but you also need about strengthening your wrist, not just for texting, but for other things. Picking up, a gallon of milk as you're at the grocery store, like that's wrist strength. Holding a door open is wrist strength. There's lots of things that you need wrist strength for. And I feel like it's something that we don't spend a lot of time working on. So this is a really simple way. Open your fingers as wide as they'll go and then make a fist really fast, open and close. So light bulb just flashing on and off. And when you first start doing it, you're like, okay, this is silly. And then after a while, oh my gosh, this is getting kind of hard. And if you're going as far out and as far back as you can, as quickly as you can, this will help develop a lot of that wrist strength. So things like carrying milk at the grocery store doesn't seem tricky anymore. Okay, go ahead and shake out those wrists. You might feel it in your forearms. So we're gonna go ahead and take our hand facing, palm facing down and bring our hands towards us. So just gentle little movement here. You can take palm up with a little bend in your elbow, or you can do like the Iron Man hand going forward and bring your fingers back towards you. I like to do mine this way, a little bend in my elbow here. Switching hands. And then palm facing up. Go ahead and shake anything out, any last minute things here. Let's go ahead and inhale our arms up again. Exhale, we're gonna bring our fingertips to our ears. We're gonna take some seated cat-cows. So as we inhale, we're gonna go ahead and open like a sunflower. And as we exhale, elbows come together around the spine. Head gets heavy. Inhale, think about being a sunflower. Exhale, round forward for that cat, or almost like a bat, I guess at this point pose. Inhale one more time, sun shining on you. Exhale, round that spine out. Inhale, let's go ahead and reach our arms up. As we exhale, take one hand to the side, reach up first, and then over, keeping both sits bones on the ground. Maybe looking up at your top hand. Then inhale back to center. Lift those ribs. Exhale, plant the hand, reach up and then over. Finding length through the side body. And then come back through center, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, hands through heart center. So in this very, very gentle movement that we're doing here, I'm trying to get some functional movement in. So bending and flexing our spine, side bends, and then we'll do some twists too. So that way we're moving our spine in every way we can. Even if that's all we're getting done today, that's a great series of movements that can help keep your spine mobile. You want mobility for life. So let's go ahead and inhale those arms up. As we exhale, we're going to turn to the left. Right hand comes to the front knee, left hand comes behind. As you inhale, think about sitting taller. As you exhale, look over that back shoulder. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to look farther. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Keep the connection with your right hand to your left thigh. Then take the left hand up, reach up, 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 and then diagonally. So now my hand is reaching over my right thigh and as far forward as I can go. So you're gonna feel a really, really great stretch here, looking up at that top hand. And then connect that top hand with your left knee. So I always have to make little adjustments here. But we're gonna go ahead and inhale, look up for cow pose. Exhale into cat here. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, twisting to my right this time. Left hand connects with the right thigh, right knee, right fingertips behind. Inhale to get taller. Exhale, look over that back shoulder. A couple more rounds of breath here. Keep this connection with your left hand and your right knee, and then take your right hand up first and then diagonally over. Go ahead, take that right hand to your left knee, make any adjustments you have to again, and then let's inhale for cow pose, look up. Exhale, round the spine, let your head get heavy for cat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round that shoulder. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands come through to heart center. We're gonna go ahead and find our way to tabletop. Just some gentle movements here. So in tabletop, a couple things you wanna be aware of. You want your knees to be right underneath your hips, your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Just even things like moving through your body in a meaningful way is helpful. So if you see I let everything go, I kind of drop down, my shoulders are kind of holding me up, my belly's dropped, I'm not paying attention to my core, everything feels icky. If I push myself away from the mat, and while I'm here spreading my fingers out as far as they go, push away from the mat and think about, without moving my spine, bring my belly button up to my spine. This is a powerful pose. This is a strong pose. And this is a pose that you can do this one. Throw some blankets under your knees, maybe support your wrists a little bit. But we're gonna go ahead and find some gentle movements here. I'd like us to go ahead and start by inhaling our right arm open, reaching up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we're gonna just go ahead and take our fingertips to our ears and square our shoulders off. So now we have right fingertips to right ear, left hand on the ground. We're gonna inhale, drop our belly for cow pose. Exhale to cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for this modified cat. Inhale, come back to neutral spine. Inhale the arm up and bring it back down, shaking any wiggles out that you need to get out. So now we're gonna go ahead and take our right ear to our right shoulder. And as you do that, you can feel yourself starting to turn. You're gonna look past your right shoulder at your right toes. And so I'm bumping my left hip out. So we're making a C shape again, or a banana shape in this cat-cow kind of modified pose. Come back through center. Let's go ahead and take our left ear towards our left shoulder. Then our hip starts bumping out on the right side, and look over my shoulder at my left foot. So again, getting that flexibility in our spine. Come back through center, push ourselves away from the mat again, and then inhale that left arm up and open. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, left fingertips to left ear. So this modified cat-cow, pushing myself away from the mat, and then I inhale, drop my belly, look up. Exhale, round my spine, head gets heavy. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale, come back to center, and then bring that hand down. Again, get in any wiggles out that you need to. We're gonna go ahead and send our knees out to the width of our mat. We're gonna go ahead and send our hips back as much as comfortable. And then we're gonna find child's pose for just a couple rounds of breath here. So taking a nice slow inhale. And then breathe out through your nose as if you were fogging up a mirror. One more round of deep breath here. And then you're going to push yourself up to a seated pose. You're going to find that seat, and then you're going to go ahead and send your legs long again, laying on your back on the same pose you did at the beginning of class. So we're going to go through a slightly shorter version of our body scan and just seeing if just finding those movements of our spine and our wrists and our neck, if we were able to make a change in our body, make a change in our level of relaxation and comfort. So go ahead, finding your corpse pose, maybe taking a bolster under your knees. If you're practicing at home, maybe taking a pillow under your knee, but finding your level of comfort here in your pose that feels right for your body. And then we're going to go ahead and just scan and see what's going on. So as you settle in, what do you notice first about your body? Do you notice that you feel calmer? So maybe it's not even just your body, it's your mind. Does your mind feel calmer? For those of you who are used to a faster paced practice, was this hard for you to just move so minimally and just have some breath work where you're being guided? And that's okay. It's an area of growth for you, an opportunity for you to try new things. So if you're just kind of checking in with yourself and you feel pretty good, let's just go ahead one more time and let ourselves be relaxed. So checking in with your eyes. Did you keep your eyes closed during practice? Were they open? Do they feel softened even if they aren't closed? The space between your eyes, your eyebrows. She gave me one of those when I asked you to take your fingertips behind your head for a modified cat-cow. What is she doing? Or were you able to breathe through it and find it to be okay? It's okay to smile at yoga too, just so you know. Check in with your mouth, check in with your jaw. Can you breathe through your nose? Can you take your tongue off the roof of your mouth? Can you find some stillness? Checking in with your neck. If there's any issues that you had before, maybe those gentle neck circles were a little helpful. Or maybe now you could say, like, it was really in this one spot that if I had a couple more seconds, I could change it. And then you have plenty of seconds. Hit pause. Come back. It's okay. Notice through your shoulder space and your neck. We got to do some really great spine mobility. Did you find that that helped to iron out any of those spots? Anything that felt a little tweaky before? We're using real scientific terms tonight. Does that feel any better that you got to have some movement there? Or by moving your body, does it change the way it feels now? And maybe in a way that you'd be like, oof, I actually kind of feel like I might need to work here. Check in with your spine. Let your spine relax, untie all those little knots that you have there. Let your head, your neck, and your back feel warm, heavy, and supported by your mat. Check in with your arms, especially your wrists. Doing that cat-cow work might have been a little intense for some people, so giving yourself little stretches. All the way to your fingertips. Allow your arms to feel warm, heavy, and like they're melting into your mat. So your upper half of your body should be totally relaxed and warm and heavy. You should feel supported, and calm. Now let's take the bottom half of your body and see if we can get your bottom half to be relaxed as well. So noticing your right hip, your glutes, your hamstrings. Maybe that child's pose gave a little bit of relief there, gave a little stretch. Noticing in your banana pose, the outside of your right hip getting stretched. Those little C shapes between our cat-cows, those sometimes feel really nice in the hips. Checking in with your left hip flexor, hamstrings. Until that space that works really hard to help support you all day feels a little bit more relaxed. Check in with your knees. Maybe they're a little sore after some rounds of cat-cows. Or maybe they feel okay. Notice your ankles all the way to your toes. Let your body feel warm, relaxed, and heavy. And we'll stay here for just a couple rounds of breath, not forcing anything, just observing the way you're breathing, observing the way you feel. When you're ready, start with a little movement of your fingers and your toes. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it all the way out. Keeping your eyes closed, tilt your head from the right to the left, finding some neck space. Reaching those arms up overhead for that good morning stretch, maybe hooking your thumbs as you reach overhead, toes pointing down, and then hug everything in. Hug those knees in, rolling from one side or to the other, finding yourself in a fetal pose, a pose of new beginnings. Even though this was only a half-hour practice, you hit that reset button. You gave yourself a chance to start fresh. It doesn't have to be new year, new week, new month you. It can be new breath you. Pushing yourself up to a seated pose, whatever you find comfortable. Let's go ahead and find hands at heart center together. Thank you for joining me in your practice. Thank you for letting me help you find some moments of relaxation and hit your reset button so you can move on with the rest of your day or your week in a way that feels supported and manageable. The light and love of me sees and honors the light and love of you. Let's take our thumb knuckles to our forehead center and bow to one another in gratitude. Thank you, my friends. I appreciate you all.